Andrew Isaacson. I'm Landon Martin. My name is Phineas Wu. So I'm Coach Del Fiero.
Hi, I'm Noah Ramsey III.
My name is Xavier Patajo.
I'm Paul Marenko.
So my name is Benjamin Cercio.
Class of 2024.
I'm class of 2027, and I'm a sophomore.
I graduated in 2023.
And I'm a freshman.
I attended a day for 2 years.
I graduated in 2021, and I'm the director for all of esports.
I was head captain of the esports team.
23 to 24 is when I was the club captain.
Head esports coach, as well as a music director for our drama program.
Hello, and this is the rise of Ode Esports. I hope you enjoy.
It was a lot less organized. It was really just a handful of students who, I think we mostly just played Super Smash Brothers.
I would describe it as more casual when it was in like 2021 when I graduated. Since it was during COVID time, we all played from home, so there wasn't really any inclusivity.
And like I said, it was very loose. We found whatever league we could play in, and we just kind of did that way. Practice weren't very well organized. It was mostly based around just making sure we competed. And I think it really started happening over COVID. So a lot of that stuff, just all of it happened online.
The biggest difference is just like how many more people we have now. Like, there's a lot more interest and willingness to join the club, and so we've expanded a lot.
When we first started out, it was a club, right? And as you know, clubs meet with, how should I put this, a certain level of infrequency. And so that made it difficult to really, to have anything super organized. But the boys were motivated, and they practiced on their own, so that really worked out. But then when it became clear that if we wanted to be successful, we needed to, sort of up the stakes. I had to meet with my bosses. I believe that was a meeting with Mr. Walker, Mr. Greenan, and Miss Wynand. Had all of them, 3 of them, my bosses, on a Teams call, and they asked me, why should we do this? And then I had to make my case, and luckily they heard it and they thought it was worth it, so there we went.
2022 season, I believe that's when we really began putting our name out there as a solid contender for esports. We began being placed in higher ranks compared to other schools. We got some really good placements, and I believe it all started after a breakthrough in the Play versus League where we won state. In addition to that regional victory with Play Versus, we had also placed second as well at a LAN event for state against Lake Stevens. It was a really tough match, and it was a lot of fun watching them compete. I was a freshman during this time, and I wasn't very good, so I didn't compete along with the top contenders of the team. But it was still a lot of fun being there and seeing the crowd all hyped up for something I'm very passionate about.
Those are great moments, and like I've always said, and it's always really been true, as much fun as I had doing all of that, it's never been about me, right? Obviously, I wouldn't do it if I didn't find it fulfilling in some way, but it's always been about giving students the opportunity. So when we went to those in-person events and just watching the students, really enjoy themselves and compete well, and hold themselves up to the standards that I asked them to, it meant the world to me. And then when we won that championship, and that was a great moment, right? I think that was the first big one we'd ever won, and it really felt good. It would not have been a disappointment had we lost, so much as that we had the opportunity to get there and compete the way that we did. The fact that we won made it nicer for sure, but it was nice also to have something to show the community. Hey, look, this is what we're capable of.
In addition to those appearances, there was also some other events that helped spark interest within the club. Within the 2022 to 2023 season, we had an amazing performance in the Wasia Overwatch League. Here we had a wildcard match against a team who is already pretty well known within the esports space. Their team had already been competing for a number of years before we had started. And so this match was really pivotal for us as a club. It was an amazing experience because it was as close as you can get. It was best of 3, and we held them on the first map, 2-1. However, the second map is where things really escalated. Both teams pushed the payload to the end, which meant that for a tiebreaker, we had to redo it and see who can push the payload the furthest. On our turn, we only got to around 20 meters just outside of our spawn region, which meant that Southridge barely had to do any work to win that match and make the score 1-1. However, we didn't let that happen.
Yeah, they're holding like back where the golden box of victory is, so it's literally like you will not get a second chance at this. You have to win this fight, and you have to win every fight. You have to be 100% perfect. So
I'm like,
OJ completed a 20-meter hold for 2.5 minutes, CB. They don't deserve to go the wild card. I don't know who did, because that is something you are not going to see in your everyday competitive matches. These guys are on another level and are ready to take us to playoffs.
Looking back, what made it really funny was the fact that the casters were doubting us. For this match in particular, because it was a hype wildcard match, there were 2 casters on stream for the match, and it was really interesting because this is the first time that someone outside of our school decided to cast. And the funny thing is that they doubted us. Based on our performance on our attack, they didn't think that we would be able to hold them for 20 meters.
yeah, I don't even know how O'Day is going to be able to stop us from going to a map 3 here, because this seems like there would have to be a fumbling of the bag of epic proportions on the on the hands of Southridge to not get the cart this 20 meters is how far they got. That's like nothing. Like I could spit farther than that.
They were saying things like, "Yeah, why did he pick this? Why did someone pick this? It didn't work last time. What is up with this team comp? Why are they playing this far back?" And yet we won.
After that defensive hold from Southridge, I'm like, okay, we're done. We're going to map number 3.
Yeah.
R.I.P. my voice. We'll have to figure out how to do that later. But O'Day were looking out for me, apparently. So no, they just ended it. They ended it right there. This is a wildcard match.
And that placed us into state, where we faced, I believe it was the number 2 ranked team.
Going to the Overwatch state tournament was one of the best things ever. Actually coach you guys live and watch you guys play live was one of the best experiences ever. Being at this, you can call it the stadium, I guess, with O'Day, and see you guys all work together. And even though you guys lost, you guys kept your heads up, and it showed all of the work that we did that whole season it showed in that game, right? Like, you guys lost map 1. I remember. You guys got rolled. I'm not going to lie. But you guys didn't let it bother you guys. You guys built your mental back, and you guys won the next map. You guys got into the head of that player. You remember? He was starting flaming. That was big. Like, you guys didn't let a team that was better get in your guys' head. You guys played as hard as you guys could, and you guys still, it was 3-1, whatever. You guys still put your best effort. That's all I could ask as a coach. That was one of my favorite memories.
In addition to this, at the start of the 2023 to 2024 season in the fall, we were actually invited to play at Nintendo Live 2023 Seattle.
Play Versus had this partnership with Nintendo, and Nintendo really wanted to highlight the multiplayer aspect of their video games, right? Their esports aspect of it, specifically Splatoon 3. And so they asked Play Versus to get involved, and since Nintendo Live was in Seattle that year, they contacted 2 Seattle schools that happened to be both competing in Splatoon in their league. So us and Bishop Blanchette. And we jumped at the chance, and we managed to pull it off. Nintendo Live was fantastic. I mean, that was an electric crowd. And the fact that it was as close and as competitive as it was, you know, just made it that much sweeter.
When we got the news that we were going there, I was a little dumbfounded, but also like really excited, because this is like the big stage. Like, I was like imagining there was gonna be a stage where we would play, and then like an audience, and then also commentators. And when we got there, those things actually happened. We got backstage access to the stage, and I was like in awe of what was happening. Like the championship teams for Splatoon for that year, it was really fun to watch. And it also occurred to me that this is what happens when you pursue your dreams of esports. You could go to these events and you can win, and it's really cool.
Right, as we get through the halfway point of this one. Yeah, you never want to put it all on one player, but Hedgehogs did get 3 players down there in that push when it was starting to look the other way. Now Glitch showing some fancy footwork. Oh my goodness, what an incredible fight. Now look, Necro was pushed up with his...
In addition to those events, there have also been a couple smaller ones that have really let the esports club shine. We had a top 2 placement for Splatoon 3 in the spring 2024. We got a trophy for it too, as well. In addition to that, our latest Marvel Rivals season placed us in the top 8, making on the West Coast, with us being the only Washington school within that league. Everyone else was either from California, Oregon, or from British Columbia. While winning is important, that isn't the main focus of the esports club. Its main focus is to build community and to build connections that will last throughout your high school years and more. It's supposed to be bonding moments between you and your O'Day brothers.
My experience with esports has honestly been like really great, honestly. Just being able to just play Smash with someone in person is something I've never been able to do before. So I really like being able to do that.
That was my first time going to like a very major tournament, and it was nerve-wracking, but it was also really fun. I've never seen so many people hyped up about Smash before. And honestly, it's probably one of my most fondest memories.
It's a fun experience, like hanging out with all different grade levels.
Favorite memories, probably just like supporting when I'm not, because I would go half and half. I'd play and then I'd watch a bit.
I remember in 2019, we were very ragtag, but now you guys have a very strong foundation to go forth and beyond what you guys can do.
I would also like to take a moment to thank the teammates and the members of the club for all the work that you've put into making the club a fun and successful project. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. GG's.